You know, one time I was going to school, 2nd grade, St. Rita's Elementary School in Pasadena, California. And I was in the crosswalk and I got stung in the head by a wasp. And I pulled this stinger out of my skull and the nuns took me into the convent. I had an allergic reaction, they gave me some Benadryl. And when I woke up, my mom was standing over me. And she looked so beautiful, she looked like Audrey Hepburn. It was 1967, 66 probably. And she looked down at me and she said, "Stephen, I want you to know one thing." She said, "I want you to know I love you." And she kissed me on the forehead and handed me an orange-flavored sherbet push-up ice cream treat. And then she said, "I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend." Try that again. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend. Years and years later, I went away to college, to the University of San Diego, Toreros. I studied political science with a minor in Spanish. So I knew I wouldn't have a job, but at least I'd know why. And I had this roommate, and his name was Todd. He was a dope-smoking Southern California surfing dude. And he had a bag underneath his bed that he called the bag of porn. It was before the internet was out. And he kept the bag of porn under his bed and he called it BOP. That was the acronym. And I've never forgotten the name of the 3 magazines in the black bag with the red zippers. Slick Slots, Prison Pussy, and Hairy Construction Workers. He was an equal opportunity roommate. Anyways, one day he came back in from surfing, and the only way we communicated was with the word dude. We were like meerkats, and there were many different ways of using dude. So if he got out of the water and he was gonna tell me something important, it might be dude. But if he blew off his finger with an M80 firework in Tijuana, Mexico, he'd go, "Dude!" If you walked in on him in the bathroom and he had the BOP there, he might go, "Dude!" So you get the gist. Okay. So, one day he goes, "Dude." He got out of the water and I go, "Dude?" And he goes, "Dude." And I go, "Dude?" And he goes, "Dude. She's so fine, bro. Oh my God, she was surfing better than me. She got totally dude. After we got out of the water, we went over to Rigoberto's. It was next to Alberto's because Alberto's was closed and I like their bean burritos better. But we got 6-roll tacos with guacamole and a 6-pack of Corona. Anyways, she's coming over tonight, dude, and I'm gonna get lucky. So I'm gonna put the BOP underneath your bed." Well, normally I might have thought this could be a good arrangement, but I'm paranoid. And I said, "I don't want you to put the BOP underneath my bed. Please don't put the bag of porn under my bed. What if I go out tonight and my lungs collapse and I'm rushed to the hospital? And my parents find out the BOP's under my bed." And he goes, "Dude." And I go, "Dude." And he goes, "Dude?" And I said, "Dude." So we put the BOP underneath my bed, and that night I went out and my lung collapsed. It was my 13th collapsed lung, and I was rushed to the hospital, and the doctor came out, and he was a Southern California surfer, and he goes, "Dude, this is gnarly." And I said, "Could you please speak more like a professional physician? What are you, a Southwest Airlines flight attendant? Is everything a joke to you?" So he goes, "Listen, we're gonna have to do some crazy surgery on you. We're gonna call your parents to come down." And in my mind, all I'm thinking is, holy shit, I gotta get the BOP out from underneath my bed. They won't come to my house, will they? Sure enough, my parents come all the way out out from Palm Springs to San Diego. And they bring the priest from our parish, Father Michael Murphy. So I'm about to go into surgery, and my mom goes, Stephen, we drove a long way, and we don't want to get a hotel. They're too expensive. For some reason, I make my mom sometimes sounds like JFK. We will not tolerate missiles off the coast of Cuba. So she goes, so we're all gonna stay in your apartment, Father Campbell too. So my roommate Todd showed up right there, and I look at him, and I'm about to go into surgery, and I go, B.O.P. And he's so stoned, he goes, what? And I go, B.O.P. And the priest is looking at me. And then the Valium kicked in that they give you before you go in, whatever they give you, and I'm rolling away on a stretcher. And I thought my mom was Todd, but I was actually talking to my mom. And then I go, B.O.P. Mama. And I sat up like a mummy, and my mom looked at me the way a chihuahua would look at you if you put a sweater on Christmas, and took its picture, and she cocked her head. I went into surgery, and sure enough, when I came out, Father Murphy was standing over me next to the nuns, and I go, B.O.P. Father. And he goes, do you have to pee? Do you have to pee, Stephen? Do you have to pee? There's a tube in your penis that can help you there, Steve. I'll call the doctor. Then I looked at my mom and I go, Vagabond! And she goes, you can't have any corn, no solid food for 2 weeks, Stephen. Finally, it was like I was the exorcist. And I looked at the priest and my mom and my dad and I said, get the fucking bag of corn out from under my goddamn bed. Slick slots. Present pussy, Harry construction worker. My dad looked at me and he said, it's okay, son, we still love you. But that Suck Slots was a pretty good magazine. Father Murphy really liked hairy construction workers. Go figure. That was exactly what he said. Then he looked at me and he said, just remember this, Steve. He said, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend. Let me hear you sing it. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend. Now as I stand here and I look into your eyes, I can only think of one thing. I can only think of love, 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 love. And how when you come to High Sierra Music Festival, you're floating on this crazy river of love, and everybody has a shine and a sparkle in their eyes. You talk to perfect strangers anywhere. You'll see people hugging a tree, 7 of them wrapped around it. And it's beautiful, and it makes me think of what have I really loved in my life. And I have a confession to make. I love my dog the most of anything. He was my best friend. His name was Bojo. And one day I was playing fetch with Bojo, and I threw the ball over his head, and he went out in the middle of the road. And a Cadillac came skidding down the road 40 miles an hour and hit that dog I loved. I picked him up off of the road, and his blood was all over me. He snapped at me like he didn't even know me. I ran into the house and I said, Mom, we gotta get Bojo to the veterinarian, he's gonna die. And she got in her 4-door Dodge Aspen sedan, and she drove, and some young punk cut her off, and my mom honked her horn at this kid, and this kid flipped my mom off, and I've never forgotten this. My mom had a cigarette dangling out of her mouth, and she didn't know what finger to use to flip him off back, so she went like this with the cigarette. Cigarette there, ring finger, flipping him off. And I was just crying. I'm looking down at my dog. We get to the veterinarian and I say, please fix my dog Bojo. Please. And the veterinarian goes, it doesn't look good, but I'll do the best I can. I said, if you fix Bojo, I promise I'll play the 30th anniversary High Sierra Music Festival. And the veterinarian goes, I'm a time traveler too, I'll be there. And I go, does that mean you can fix Bojo? He goes, I'm gonna do my best, say a prayer. So I said a prayer, and sure enough, 4 hours later, he came out of there and he said, Steve Poltz, your dog Bojo, he's gonna live! Oh my God, it was the greatest day ever. That night he slept in my bed, even though I was allergic to him, and I'd break out in hives and have asthma attacks. And he had stitches down his neck and on his poor little doggy legs. And I said, Bojo, I love you. And he lifted up his head and he looked at me and he goes, right, rough root too. And I said, you can talk? And he said, this is good weed, man. Remember to play High Sierra 30th party. It's gonna be out the hook, off the hook, off the hook. Make sure you tell everyone you meet this week that you love them. The world needs more love. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a hallelujah? One last chorus. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be. Do it again, a cappella. I want to hear you. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul. I dare you to put your arm around your neighbor. Come on, let's Sunday church. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend. Last time, come on. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm with you till the end. I'm in it for the long haul. You'll always be my friend. One more time. In San Diego, California, the Steve Poltz